Well, welcome to the Fender Made in Mexico Precision Bass project, video number 6. And while we didn't have much progress last video, we have a bunch this time. So starting with the pick guard, I had to make some trims around some of the pickup openings. This is interesting material, this stuff here. Obviously, there's a metallic layer inside here. There's also some shielding on the back that's really a very thin foil. That was pretty easy. But this is a 3-ply. You can see it's one of those, and you see these all the time. It's a 3-ply pick guard. And these things are actually pretty hard to cut. So I didn't want to use a Dremel. I wanted to use X-Acto knives and things like that. Wasn't having a whole lot of luck with the blades. So I went ahead and took a Dremel, and I took a very fine grinding head, very fine grinding disc, turned the RPMs all the way down as low as it would go because I didn't want heat to cause melting. That's always a risk when you use a Dremel. So I took my time and turned it all the way down, lowest speed possible, and just used the old pick guard, which is right here, upside down. And I use this as a template because I know this one fits perfectly. So I laid this one underneath, clamped this one to it, lined up the holes, the screw holes, and it's not perfect. If I got in really close, you can see that it's not, see there's a bit of a gap here, and you can see it's not the cleanest right here, but you know what? It fits and it looks pretty good. Also, I dorked up the finish right there. You can see right there, that screw hole, it was a little weak there, and it kind of, and you know, there's a scratch here and there, but it's a pick guard, so it's gonna end up being banged up, and it gives it some character, but it's installed, it fits. The only difference then is this one has the notch out for the truss rod adjustment, which, as we pointed out earlier, the truss rod on this bass is at the top of the neck. No worries, that just gives you a little peek of the finish underneath, and it's got that 3-ply layering. So overall, I'm very pleased. It's got, it's fastened in, it fits great, no issues here. There are the chrome knurled knobs with the new pots installed, and I even put the set screws on the bottom. They're all the way down now, so just to be extra, you know, anal retentive about it. But I got those all set. They're nice and smooth and easy to turn. This is volume here, tone here, and then here's our new 4-point pickup. And if you look in there, you can see it's really a lot nicer than the old one, which this is the old one. So see, if you look down in there, you can see the contact points. Here's the old one, and there's just one contact point, so you can see the difference. This should make a much better connection with the cable. And as you probably noticed just now, this screw hole didn't line up super great. It's off slightly, but the screw bit really nice and straight, didn't strip or anything, and it's good and tight. So again, that's probably one of the major things, frankly, you get when you get parts that, you know, are different. These are not precision machined by any stretch, but you know what? It's a cool looking green pick guard. And again, it looks more aqua on the video, but in person it is emerald green, and it really looks cool. Okay, enough gaga over that. I have also installed the Fender High Mass bridge that I waited for it to come in. This is a wonderful bridge. It's very similar to the Badass 2 bridge that I really, really like. Fender has a very similar design. In fact, it's really hard to tell the difference between these designs. Fender, this is a very popular bridge with them, but as I pointed out in the last video, and we were talking bridges, note the difference in thickness. I'm going to set the old bridge right in front of it, and you can see the difference in thickness is considerable. These saddles are going to sit up higher, and so it may necessitate an adjustment at the neck joint. We'll find out. I'm going to string it up first and check it and just see if it's not super off, then I can adjust it down here when I do my setup. But anyway, that bridge is installed. I got the ground wire spread out, you know, fanned out like they say you ought to, and get it nice and flat so it makes good contact. So it should be, these bridges on the back come somewhat, you can kind of see on this one, see how it's kind of rough edged? They kind of, you know, rough these up to make a good contact. I went ahead and ran some sandpaper underneath the new bridge here, just to make sure it had some really good contact. But I think it was probably scored enough under there to make good contact with the wire for a ground. So, making our way up the neck, we haven't done anything else up this direction, but now that this fretboard has sat a couple of days, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with another coat of oil. It's got some spots that look like it's kind of dried out again, And I missed a little bit of a dirty spot right up here at the head of the, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, see there's some gunk in there. So I'm gonna see if I can clean that out. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and, while I've got this apart before I string it up, I'm gonna go ahead and hit this fretboard again with some more of this F1 oil that I showed you that is really great, and apply that there. I already mentioned the nut is installed. This is all ready to go, but I'll check this again when I string it and make sure. I had to tighten this keeper here, check all these machines, but they feel like they're all just fine. They all run smoothly. Well, that one's a little bit loose, so maybe I spoke too soon. So I'll take those and give them a final check before I get her strung up. But zooming out, here's what we got. Pretty cool. Love these bridges. These bridges are so great. Got one very similar. I've got the Badass 2 bridge, which is a aftermarket bridge on my Getty Lee Jazz bass. And it's just awesome. I love these flat saddles. These are zinc saddles. You can also buy these with brass saddles. But this is the zinc version, and I don't know the difference, to be honest with you. So in terms of playability or whatever. But here we go. So after we get it strung up, I still have not done this aging process. You know, I got kind of bogged down in the fun of the minutia and haven't done this yet. What I'll do, I'll probably do that last, frankly. And what I'll do is I'll mask all this off. I'll take some masking tape and I'll tape all this off to keep the fine dust and stuff out of the works, and give it that aging process. And then, you know what? I think we're going to be done with this project. So anyway, one more zoom out picture. I am pretty happy, pretty proud of her. So I'm going to clean and oil this fingerboard one more time, give these tuning machines a final check, and then string it up, and we'll do a video before I do a setup, and we'll look at some string heights and some action and stuff and see what we got. That's it. More to come in video number 7. Bye for now.